These are 50 more board games from my collection. Alright everyone, welcome back to After Evenfall, a channel all about inspiring you to embark on adventures from home. My name is Bailey and today we're going to go through part 3 of 50 board games in my collection. So I've got them all laid out, they're all ready to go, and let's get into it. So today in my video I am going to be going over some of my bigger box games for the most part. I think I only have one that I might be holding off for a different video. But we are going to go through all of it. I'm super excited to get these out. I'm trying not to include expansions in my number. However, if there are standalone versions of the game, like I have a few different sets that I can think of as of now, I will be including those as different games. Okay? All right. So, like I said, let's get into it. So, game number 1, and this is one of those ones that I was talking about. This is Dice Throne Rerolled. This is one of the season 1 sets. This is the monk versus the paladin. I hate playing against the monk. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it a ton today. I can maybe get into it in another video, but this is one of 4 separate boxes for season 1, and then we also have season 2, which I might be doing later in this video. But this one is a standalone monk versus paladin dice throne. Next one is the Treant version the Treant versus the Ninja dice throne, and it is a battle Yahtzee style game. I've talked about it before on my channel. This is another character set in the season 1. And then we have the Barbarian versus the Moon Elf. The Moon Elf I prefer playing. I know my husband likes playing the Barbarian and the Paladin, I guess, too. But, okay, next one is, and last one for the dice throne, probably for this video, is the Pyromancer versus the Shadow Thief, and that is the tail end of my dice throne standalones. Alright, so next I've got a party game. I haven't played it, so I can't speak a ton to it. This is the Shelf of Shame game, and that is just one. And then I have, so I recently purchased a ton more new games. You're going to see it. I'm going to do a haul video because I got a ton of them in the mail on the same day, so you'll probably see a few of these as duplicates. But that is Royal Visit. Again, Shelf of Shame. I don't know anything about it. It is by ELO, and I do really like ELO games. So, and then we have from Devere, Luna Capital. I got this one for free just for the amount of games that I ordered. They shipped it free with the game. Luna Capital. Shelf of Shame. And this is going to be another video with a lot of Shelf of Shame games in it. With my bigger box games, it's kind of harder to bring them to the table than maybe like the small box games might be for us, so bear with me. Dinosaur Island Roar and Write. I have not played this one yet. I have Dinosaur World. It's been sitting on my Shelf of Shame for years and years, and so I was hoping that in buying this one, I might be more likely to get Dinosaur World out to the table. Dinosaur Island Roar and Write. And then I've got, okay, so I mentioned it before a little bit, but I have played Boop online multiple times. That's what this game is, okay? I lose every time I play Boop. I cannot win this game. I am so bad at it. I've tried so hard. I am garbage. And so I bought this game in an effort to help me improve my skills so I don't lose quite as bad. There's one person in particular who might get a kick out of that because I lose against them more than anyone else. But I did it because I was so annoyed losing to you. I just want you to know. Anyway, all right. This next game is a kid's game. I won't get into it a ton, but the Enchanted Cupcake Party game, it's a Disney game, it's a kid's game. That's as much as I'll say about it. The pieces, I guess, are cute little silicone pieces, so that's fun. And then I have this one, I regret to say, is probably my only Uwe game, and that's more or less because my mom owns most of the Uwe games in our family's, like, joint collection. She has, like, Agricola and a few other ones that I can think of, and so I don't personally own a ton of Uwe. This is my only one, and it is New York Zoo. I know I should own more. I know that that's kind of sad, but it is what it is. Okay, my next game. So this one is brand new to my collection, but it is a used game that I just recently had my mom purchase from a lady in the state where my mom lives, and that is Tapestry. I have not played it yet. Shelf of Shame, just because I just barely got it like a week ago. And yep, Tapestry. And then another one was from the same haul, from the same lady, and that is Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. So I don't know if any of you remember from some of my other videos, but I have never played a campaign game of any sort or an RPG game. It just hasn't been like something I've been super interested in. Like, I've been interested in it, but it's always seemed really, really daunting. And so I just got Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, and I'm so nervous but so excited to try it out. You guys will have to give me tips on getting motivated, because I feel like I almost don't want to play it until I have a board gaming table, and someday, just because I want to be able to put it away more easily. I don't know. Anyway, Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. And again, you guys are going to have to deal with this just being in the field of vision. So this next game is one of my favorites. I really enjoy it a lot. It's a very adorable game. It has two of my favorite colors together, and that is Santa Monica. I am so biased toward this game just because these were like my wedding colors. I love like this blue and this pink. They're my very favorite combo. And so when I saw it, I was like, oh, I have to buy it. And then we loved the gameplay for it, so it's really made its home here at our house, and we've loved it a ton. That is Santa Monica. And we're gonna have to go this way with the stacking for a minute. Okay, next game I've talked about a few times on my channel. You all have seen it, and that is Endless Winter. I just played this for the first time the other day, and I've done a few little mini review things on it, and that is Endless Winter. It is a board game buffet. It has sorry, Santa Monica's butt the lid lift is really bad today. All right, my next game I've had on our shelves for a while, but I only just played it for the first time, and that is Paint the Roses. We do have the deluxe edition, so we have the acrylic tiles that come with it. It's a deduction style game where you're trying to figure out what cards other people have in their hand, like if they have a 2-color or a 2-symbol card. It's hard to explain really briefly, but I'm hoping to do a Board Game Bites video on it soon, and that is Paint the Roses. Okay, games that you shouldn't store vertically. Paint the Roses. The deluxe edition already doesn't have, I don't know, it already has a lot of lid lift to it just with the way everything stores. You do CPR on it and it still wouldn't shut all the way. Okay, next game is, no, I'm gonna have to get up and move. Try to get into them. Give me a second. Y'all. Okay, my next one, I actually thought that I only had one copy of this game. Turns out I have two, and I totally forgot that I even owned this one. I found it underneath a dresser just like 2 days ago, so I felt like I probably should include it in this video, even though we've never played it, and that is Monopoly Frozen 2. I am not even 100% sure that all the pieces are in here. It has been through so many moves with us, and we've never played it. It is out of the shrink wrap, though, which means that I probably got it out at some point and punched it out if there were punchy things in there, but yep. Frozen 2 Monopoly. And then I've got Aquatica. You guys have heard what I've had to say about this before. I've done it in another video. I've kind of gone over it briefly. Aquatica. This one is a Shelf of Shame game, and that is Flourish. I love the look of this game. I love the idea of it. I haven't gotten around to playing it. The pieces are like these standee pieces that are really pretty. And yep, that's Flourish. My next one is Star Wars Outer Rim. I bought it for my husband like 2 years ago for Christmas, and he is not as big into board gaming as I am, so we haven't gotten around to playing it. I was hoping that this would pull him in because he likes Star Wars. It has not thus far, but Star Wars Outer Rim. Next game is Terraforming Mars. I love this game. I'm very biased toward it. It was one of our very first games that we purchased for our collection, and that is Terraforming Mars. It has some element of like deck building. It's a fun game. Terraforming Mars. Okay, box fart competition. Terraforming Mars apparently. Next time there's one of those, you guys know which game I'm picking. Okay, now I've got, this one is another newer addition to our home, and that is Northgard. I hesitate to even put it upright like this because I know that the second I open this box, it's going to be everything like everywhere in here. There are tons of little pieces, but it has some really cool minis in there that I might get around to painting later. but that is Northgard. Okay, I'm gonna have to put some away. I've got way too much going on my table, so I'll be back. I don't know if any of you know this, but this actual gap right here is like super narrow, especially with the chair in the way. So I'm always like having to kind of like finagle my way in here. Okay, especially when I have like all the extra games everywhere. Okay. All right, next game is, oh dang it, I just touched my glasses. Okay, so next game is Crystal Clans. It is a Shelf of Shame game. We have not played it. It is exclusively for 2 players, so that's one thing that I really was excited about it for. And it has crystals, and I have a weird obsession with games that have crystals in them. I love it. So, not for holistic reasons, I'll say that again, just because I love how pretty they are. Crystal Clans. Next game is one that I think is really beautiful. We got it back a few months ago when I was living with my mom at her house while we were in between moves, and that is Garden Nation. It is a Shelf of Shame game. I have not gotten around to playing it. We set it all up like 3 days ago to play, and I just haven't gotten around to getting into it. So it looks really fun. Garden Nation. Next game is one I think everyone's familiar with. 7 Wonders. I also have 7 Wonders Duel. I think I showed that in an earlier video, but yep, 7 Wonders. And then I've got, this is one of my favorites, Guild of Merchant Explorers. I love that it's kind of a do your own thing kind of game. Whether you play it solo or play it with other people, the gameplay is identical. That makes it super nice, and that is Guild of Merchant Explorers. Okay, next game. This one is one of our earliest games to our collection as well, and it came in our first round of buying a few years ago. And we have played it with quite a few people. We really love it, and that is Photosynthesis. This game is beautiful, and I love that when you have all the trees set up on the board, it is stunning. When you like lower yourself and look at it from across the side, it looks so pretty. It's so cool, and that is Photosynthesis. The next one is, I don't know how to pronounce this. Is this Dwarf Sevens or is this Dwarves Fall? Because I like never know what to say. I always want to call it Dwarf Sevens Fall. I don't know. Dwarves Fall. I'm assuming that that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. This is the only one of the Dwarves games that I have. I know that there's also a Spring. I think there's another one. But Shelf of Shame, I have not played it. But the art is super cute. It kind of reminds me of Keep the Heroes Out. So, Dwarves Fall. Now over to this side. 4 more games. I have, this one is a new addition to my house. I just got it last week. I'm super excited about it. It's been on my list of top 10 games that I want for a while. And that is 3 Ring Circus. I have not played it yet. I'm really excited to get it out. 3 Ring Circus. Next game is beautiful. It's very similar to another game that we own, but I can't bring myself to get rid of it just because of how pretty it is and how much I love the cards. And that is Canvas. It's stunning. I've been over it in another video. Canvas. And then this one is another new addition, and that is, I'm probably going to botch this one. I'm calling it Rawa. So Rawa, again, new addition, just got it in probably less than a week ago, and I have not played it yet, but it looks really beautiful. I like the idea of the game. And that is Rawa. So, my next game that I have on I haven't gotten to any of these ones up here, so I'm going to bring these down right now. And that is Walk and Roll. This is a cute little roll and write game where you are building up your menu for a restaurant, and it is so cute. It's been a big hit at our house, Walk and Roll. The next game, this is a dexterity game called Sonora. I always call it Sonora every time because when I was a kid, there was a book that I read with a princess whose name was Sonora, but my brain always read it as Sonora, so if you catch me saying Sonora instead of Sonora, that's why. I know about the desert, grew up in the area, so I get it, but Sonora. It's a little dexterity game where you're flicking these pieces to land on certain quadrants of the board so that you can earn certain points. It's a very crunchy, mathy game. I love it, and it's been a massive hit with our family. This is one of our all-time favorite games, family-wise, and that is Sonora. Now to put them back. Okay, next game I have up here. This is going to be really embarrassing because I have these all in my background, mostly because they're pretty, but a good chunk of them are Shelf of Shame games, believe it or not. And Savernake Forest is one of those Shelf of Shame games. I have not played it. I love the art in it. I love DeVere games, so I'm excited to try it out. It is super cute. Shelf of Shame, Savernake Forest. Next game, I don't know if it's Shelf of Shame or, oh, yep. It is Shelf of Shame, but it's really pretty. And that is the White Castle. Shelf of Shame game for me, another DeVere one. I'm super excited to learn it and play it. White Castle. I like it even better. There's a cute box in my background though. So, man, this is gonna really like expose me, you guys. Next Shelf of Shame game is, and yeah, it is Shelf of Shame, is Mycelium. I Kickstart backed this and I got it in the mail a few months ago, and I haven't gotten around to playing it because it's a 3-player game and we only have 2 players most of the time in our house, and I always forget to get it out when my mom is here so that we can learn it. It's a beautiful game. The art is the reason that I backed it. I think that it is absolutely stunning. I love the cute little mushrooms, and that is and oh, by the way, gold foil too. Man, if you put gold foil on your games, it's beautiful. I love it. All right. Back here, I know you can't see it behind all these games, but I kind of don't want to get it out because every piece that I have in it, every time I move it, it all just falls out, even though I printed 3D storage. But that's mostly on me anyway. And that is Ark Nova. It's over there. Inside of my Ark Nova game, I also have the Marine Worlds expansion stored, so there's nothing in this box. I need to throw it away, but I do have Ark Nova. It's right over there. I'm not going to get it out. And then I also, moving up, have, oh, not all the way up, right here. I have Living Forest. Living Forest is a nightmare when it comes to storage. It's all baggies, all of it baggies, and tons of components. I have not played it, but it's beautiful, so I'm guilty. I'm hoping to get around to this one soon. This one's higher on my list of soon-to-learn games. I'm really excited about it, and that is Living Forest. Next game is Root. I love Root. It's my all-time favorite game. I wish more people would play it with me. I cannot for the life of me find anyone who is interested in it outside of, or within my like close proximity. If anyone knows of any board game groups that love Root, let me know, because I just need a friend to play Root with. So I've got Root, and then I've showed this all to you before. I have the Riverfolk expansion, I have the Marauders expansion, and then I also have the Underworld expansions. I have the Exiles and Partisan deck, and I also own the Hirelings box, and I have the neoprene mats to Root as well for both sets, because there's a winter or summer set, and then there's also like a river set. I have both of those. And then I think, as far as Root goes, I think I have almost all of the expansions. The only thing I don't own Root-wise I don't own those extra, like, 3D pieces that you can purchase from Leader Games, because I purchased separate ones from Etsy. And then I also don't have the Clockwork expansions to play solo, which I really probably should, with how much I love Root, but I don't have them. So, all right, next I have Trolls and Princesses. This is one of my all-time favorite games. I did Kickstart back this. I don't know if they have it in production outside of that. I think it was just Kickstarter and that was it. I could be totally wrong on that. I love this game. It's a worker movement game, and with like some tile laying elements to it. There's kind of some mischievousness with the theme of the trolls, where you're trying to convince princesses to come back to your caves with you, and then there's also like changelings where you're swapping babies with troll babies. It's kind of a fun little game. Well, it's not kind of a fun game. It's one of my all-time favorites. I really enjoyed a lot, and that is Trolls and Princesses. Again, gold foil every time. Do the gold foil. If you have a choice, gold or silver. Silver, I've never seen a game with silver foil on it, but I love silver, so if anyone wants to know silver foil on a game, oh, I would be like the happiest girl alive. Why? Because I need everything I own to be pretty. I do. I have an addiction to it. Okay, next game. I have Tea Dragon Society card game. I have played this one. It is not a Shelf of Shame, and it also pairs well with Autumn Harvest. I think that if I remember right, you play the two games identically, but they just add like some more characters with Autumn Harvest. Super cute little game, really fun. The Tea Dragon Society card game. All right, another one of my all-time favorites is The Search for Planet X. This is, man, it's so hard for me to rank games because there's so many of them that I just like look at and I'm like, I love that game. And this is one of those games. I almost need to have my list and then have like Hall of Fame games that just go in, like they cannot be topped. I love them so much. They are just there and they're all my favorite kind of list. Anyway, This would be a Hall of Famer for me. I love the Search for Planet X. My favorite games are deduction games. I live for testing your mind. I think it's so fun. And that is the Search for Planet X. And my next game is Flamecraft. It is super cute. The art is fantastic. I love all the extra upgraded components that you can get. It's super fun. And that is Flamecraft. And mine has lid lift. And I have to say too with Flamecraft, if you ever see any B-roll of my Flamecraft, I do have the upgraded edition of it, and then I've also bought extra upgrades. So I have bought the separate upgrade gold coins that have just recently come out. I've bought promo cards that go with it. I have the chunky resource tokens, and then I also have purchased the extra dragons. So it's like this is the Kickstarter edition of the game, and then they recently came out with a whole separate set of dragons that you can play with, and I bought those as well. So just things to know if you ever see my B-roll and you look at it and you're like, hey, I don't have that. It's because I purchased it online off of Cardboard Alchemy's website. Okay, this one has a special place in my heart because it is the very first game that I ever kickstarted, and that is Maple Valley. I saw a post for it on Instagram. I was instantly smitten. I love the campy theme, and I love the little critters and stuff. It's very fun. It gives me like scout camp vibes a little bit, which if you don't know, I used to work at a scout camp, so I'm a little impartial to all things camping. I love being outside, so it's kind of one of my favorite things. Anyway, it's a super, super cute game. Very fun. It does have a lot going on in it. And that is Maple Valley. Okay, I have this itty bitty game, Trails. I think I might have brought it out in another video, but I'm not 100% sure. It's like Parks, but easier. That is Trails. And then I just pulled this out of the mail 2 days ago. I am so stoked about this game. It is one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen, and that is the game Lore. I am so excited about it and the storyline and all the character cards that are in it. I cannot wait to play it, and that is Lore. Okay, y'all, now it's time to move on to my big, big boxes. And I only have a few of them. I'll start with one that you guys have already seen on my channel, and that is, sorry, I have 3D printed storage in this thing, and it is a beast. But Castles of Burgundy, the special edition. I also have the territory packs and all of the acrylic tiles, so I fully upgraded this game, and I am so stoked about it. I love this game. I have not stopped playing it on BGA. I am always in a game of it. I cannot tell you enough how much I love this. And that is Castles of Burgundy Special Edition. Okay, oof. All right, y'all. I hate this part of like trying to get back behind her. Okay. Another one that you guys have seen on my channel is Wonderland's War. We did just get around to playing this, like, just the other day, and I thought it was so fun. I'm so excited about it. I love the bag building element. I think it's super fun. Anyway, Wonderland's War. Oh, and while I'm here, I should probably get into this one just so I don't knock it off the table. I don't know if you guys can see, but this binder is under quite a bit of stress. There are a ton of cards in here. I got into Lorcana, and so that is what this is. These are all of my... Oh, embarrassing. These are all of my Lorcana cards. I have a million of them, so yep, I count it as a board game. I do, because I play it like a board game, and we do play the game, and this isn't even all of it. I have a whole other box of duplicate Lorcana cards upstairs, too. It's probably like 500 more cards. Anyway, that's my Lorcana deck. I'm not going to be able to zip this deck shut. It's a little overfull. My next one, and this is kind of going along the theme of another game. I just got this from that same lady. I bought Gloomhaven. She did do 1 or 2 scenarios in here, so I have to buy stickers to try to reset the game, but I am so excited about this game. Also, totally freaked out, so we'll see if I get around to it. I'm going to try to do Jaws of the Lion first and then move on to this one, but it is a beast of a box. For anyone who hasn't played Gloomhaven, it's a ton. I've heard that it's a lot of setup. It is a campaign, and I think it's also RPG, but mostly a campaign game. That is Gloomhaven. All right, so next game, I'll bring it in with me, is Castle Panic. I own the big box. I have never played it, and yet I fully upgraded it. Why? Because I'm an upgrade fanatic, and I have a problem. Castle Panic Big Box, it's a co-op game where you are, I think, trying to defend your castle. Anyway, whew, all these big boxes like have me super out of breath. It's kind of a little bit dusty because it's been sitting upstairs on my shelf for a long time. Castle Panic Big Box. And then last, but definitely not least at all, is Everdell, the complete collection big box that I own. I did have all of the Everdells separate before in different little boxes. I did not new purchase everything. I only bought the big box and the Click Clacks upgrade that comes with it, and then I bought some sleeve cards. I did have to take a ton of time and move all of my components over into the big box, but I'm so glad I did because I love storing it in this way better than the storage that it had before. This is probably one of my Hall of Fame games. I just love it, and y'all have heard me talk about it a million times, so I won't get into it again. That is Everdell, and again, it's a beast. All right, everyone, so that is it for today's video. I have one more part that I will be doing, part 4. I'm hoping to upload it here in the next week or two. And I am super excited to go through the rest of my collection. I have loved doing this. I think it's super fun to see everything. And I appreciate every single one of you so much. If you liked what you saw today, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell to get notifications when we upload new content. Thank you so much for joining me here in the After Evenfall community, and I can't wait to see you again next time.